I'd like to show you a simple method for securing fiber ends in small weaving projects. Hello, I'm Benson. This technique is really good when you're weaving fibers directly adjacent to beads, but it can also be used when you're butting one fiber color up against another. It involves using fabric glue. I used Aleene's flexible stretchable fabric glue, but any good brand of this type of glue should do. So you've already got a section of beading completed, and you're adding a fiber area adjacent to it. Put a full strand of fiber on a tapestry needle. Weave one row on the warp, leaving a thread tail of about 3 inches. Using the tip of a toothpick, put a very thin smear of glue on about 1/3 of the fiber tail. You should just barely be able to see the glue. If it's more than a gleam, remove the excess with a paper towel without getting it on the beads or the rest of the fiber. Put a tapestry needle on this tail and weave through about half of the warps between the full row and the beaded section so the thread emerges from the back of the weave. This thread end will be trimmed later. Now weave in full rows of simple over-under, compressing as you go, until the woven section is the length you need. The ending fiber tail should emerge from the opposite side of the warp. Cut it to 3 inches and leave this tail hanging for the moment. Attach a nylon beading thread on the same side of the warp and weave a few beaded rows, keeping the section slightly out from the fiber weave. When your beaded section is established, put a tiny smear of glue on the hanging fiber tail, close to the outermost warp. Put a needle on this glued end and weave back through half the warps with the tail emerging from the back of the weave. Compress the beaded section up against the fiber section. Now you have a fiber section that is secured on both ends with an imperceptible bit of glue, with thread tails hanging from the back of the weave. You can trim the tails to a 1/2 inch now to keep them out of the way. When you remove the work from the loom, use a toothpick again to place a minute amount of glue on the cut end of the back of the weave, where it emerges from the weave. Use small, sharp scissors to trim them very carefully so you don't cut any weaving or warp threads. Clean your scissors immediately of any glue residue. Very easy and great for smaller weaving projects. This is Benson. Thanks for joining me, and please join me again soon.